Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ed Barton. I'm a former social anxiety sufferer, and today I want to talk to you about why social anxiety isn't just all about you. Now, if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you probably think you're some kind of uniquely troubled and problematic kind of person who has these crazy thoughts, and you're the only person that walks around in the world seeing things the way that you do. And that's exactly how I felt when I was suffering for decades with social anxiety. It took me until my 30s to realize that it was actually a thing, and that this was something that other people had and had been written about and documented. I was literally just suffering in the dark for 15, 20 years, thinking that I was the only person that could possibly have these problems. And what I want to say to you today is that you are not the only one. And in fact, far, far, far from it. What we're seeing nowadays is basically an anxiety epidemic. People are calling our current times an age of anxiety. And this, of course, includes social anxiety. So if you're at home and you're watching this and you feel isolated and alone, first of all, I want you to know you're not. There's tens of millions of people across North America and Europe, Western Europe. I just say that because those are the statistics that I've seen, who are feeling the way you feel, who are struggling the way you're struggling with social anxiety. Now, I think that message is important on its own, just so that you know that you're not alone and that there are many, many other people like you who feel like you. But secondly, I think it really raises the question of why is there such a massive epidemic of global proportions now, what we're seeing with social anxiety disorder. And I think it's really about the kind of society we've created and the way we interact with each other. And I don't want to go on a big academic lecture about this. I have written about it in my blog elsewhere, but I just think it's extremely important, because what it really points to is the fact that you're not messed up. You're not some kind of a freak. How can there be 60 million people with anxiety disorders in Western Europe alone? That's the figures that I saw most recently. So don't quote me on that. You can check them up and correct me in the comment section. But that really points to something much bigger going on than just you at home watching this feeling isolated. That is us as a society, as a species, something fundamental that we're doing. And I think there's lots of reasons for that. And I'm not a social scientist, but there's been a lot of breakdown in community. Our families aren't supportive. We often have single parent families, very small immediate families. I know I wasn't plugged into a big network with grandparents and aunts and uncles. It was like me, my brother, my mum and dad, and they were all dysfunctional, and they were all contributing to my social anxiety, so they really weren't much help. And you might have a similar experience. So if you're watching this, there is stuff that's going on way outside of you, like the rise of social media, social isolation, the lack of religion or these traditional community structures that bound us together. And everybody, just on an anecdotal level, when I walk down the street, everybody seems fearful of each other. People don't make eye contact and say hello to each other, even as much as they did when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, let alone now, where everybody's drawn into their own little worlds with their screens, frying their brains on social media, not going outside, not interacting. So it's no wonder that there's fear. I see people in the supermarket and they kind of flinch if you try and say hello to them or greet them. People don't even respond. So as a society, as a population of the world, we are dysfunctional and pretty effed up. So don't take it all on yourself. Yes, you have your own situation, and yes, you can improve that, and it's good for you to do that, and it's kind of incumbent upon you to do that, to live the kind of life that you want. And I encourage that, and I want that for you. But the point of this video is just that you're not alone, and there are conditions going on that are way out of your control that may be contributing to this. So let me know what you think of that. That's my little rant on the subject for today. Please leave your comments down below. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel because it helps me to share my experience with more people and hopefully help them out of the problems they're going through with social anxiety. So thanks for now, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.